Greetings to all. The session is regarding Nobel Prize, where we are going to give the extensive collaboration, extensive information regarding how the Nobel Prize distribution ceremony will be conducted and what are the fields included with this Nobel Prize distribution, what criteria behind the selection process regarding Nobel Prize distribution, and also when the process was incepted. This is the world recognized, most esteemed kind of prestigious prize, we can say. So that Nobel Prize is world recognized one, and how the inception takes place and what kind of changes we are noticing in this and what kind of things will be recognized and laureated finally. So the entire session will be covered with the comprehensive discussion regarding this Nobel Prize, which is the significant kind of recognition founded by Alfred Nobel scientist, right? Let's start the session with the quotation. Nobel laureates, recognition for the noble thoughts. Where the noble thoughts will be seeding and where the noble thoughts will be flourishing, obviously they get recognized and laureated with the esteemed prize, right? So with this, we are going to start the session, and let's have the quotation regarding the Nobel Prize. Intellectual instinct is the inspiration for innovative impetus, solvation, amplification, outstanding search for universal application, pursuit of endeavors of critical societal purview. The most important thing we need to observe here is societal purview, societal benefit, societal importance that taken into the consideration. Wherever innovative impetus is there, and that will be amplified and that will be universally applicable, and moreover that should exhibit societal purview, right? So whenever that societal purview taken into the higher priority, then obviously it will be recognized, accorded, laureated as ever shining star in the universe. This is the main theme behind this Nobel Prize, and so this is the motto of that Nobel Prize. Let's enter into the Nobel Prize distribution, have a glance about that Nobel Prize. The Nobel Prize is regarded as the most prestigious award that is purely for intellectual achievements all across the world. Funding for this award was provided by Alfred Nobel. He is the scientist. In his will, to those who during the preceding year shall have conferred the greatest benefit on mankind. So the most important thing he look after about the mankind benefit, maximum extent of mankind benefit taken into the consideration. His maximum assets got converted into the charity, and that is the prize money towards this Nobel Prize. This is for noble cause, we can say. Nobel Prize is accorded for noble cause, and moreover, maximum extent of benefits to the mankind is the most important thing taken into the consideration. Nobel Prizes are established for accomplishments in the field of physics, chemistry, physiology, medicine, literature, and recently it is incorporated with economic sciences, right? So this economic sciences incorporated in the year 1968, and the first award is distributed in the year 1969 in the field of economic sciences, right? First Nobel Prize distribution ceremony was conducted on December 10th, 1901. December 10th is regarded as a Universal Human Rights Day, World Human Rights Day. On the day December 10th, Alfred Nobel death was done, and that day is remembered as a World Human Rights Day. And in the 1901 year, these are the scientists who were the first winners of the Nobel Prize and became the history makers, because with them only the prize distribution of Nobel was started. Jacobus Henry Van 't Hoff, he secured Nobel Prize in the field of chemistry, and William C. Ronson, he is the scientist belongs to the physics, and Emil von Behring, physiology, which is also alternatively called as a medicine, and Rene Sully Pradhan, he secured the Nobel Prize in the field of literature. Jean H. Dunant and Frederick Pazzi, these two together received the Nobel Prize in the field of peace. Let's enter into our the glance, what we are going to discuss in the entire session. These bullet points are mentioned, and these are going to be elaborated in the entire session. We have a shed light on entire endeavors of esteemed edge of Nobel Prize, where the history of Nobel Prize begins, where can we start, what actually the starting point of this Nobel Prize. Branches covered under the blanket of critical intellectual sphere for selection. What is the process of selection in order to recognize as the Nobel laureates? Where we have to start the selection process and what entire route map will be. That will be discussed in an exclusive manner. Felicitation for the formidable inventions. What are the outstanding inventions which are securing this Nobel Prize, and what are the different domains which are included with this Nobel Prize for their inventions? Stand of India on Nobel Prize portfolio. So many laurels are there, and which are taking the pride for Indian nation. And what is the focus of Indian stand in the field of Nobel Prize portfolio? How that Nobel Prize winning, what portfolio is given for Indian platform? Significant, stringent, of seizable, perceive. What are the outstanding inventions which are still driving, still moving in the field of science, and they are taken into the day-to-day life, common routine applications? Those are called significant, stringent, of seizable, perceived. They are also included over here. They become the part of life. So that extent, this scientific purview got explored into the daily life application. So that part also taken and going to be discussed in detail. Now we entered into the segment called History Begins. The history of Nobel Prize, where the history of Nobel Prize begins, that we are going to discuss, right? The concept of intellectual respect, felicitation, was incepted by the chemist and engineer, philanthropist Alfred Nobel. Alfred Nobel himself, he is a chemist and he is also engineer. So multi-dimensional, what multi-dimensional intellectual purview is there by the scientist called Alfred Nobel. He is the chemist and engineer and said to be philanthropist. Philanthropist stands for who will think about the maximum extent of societal beneficial. So that person is said to be philanthropist. So this is the most suitable word apting towards this Alfred Nobel, because his most of the assets got transformed into the prize money in order to distribute for the intellectual purview, right? So that's why this is the right word we can say. Alfred Nobel strive for the societal problem solutions by pragmatic inventions, thoughts, and pathways. Himself, he is most curious and focused towards the solutions, how to invent the solution towards the social problems by pragmatic inventions and thought process, and even introducing new pathways. So this kind of force which is started by Alfred Nobel. So that is the pathway in order to introduce Nobel Prizes, right? The man of humanity, born on 21st of October 1833, and a destination for 355 inventions. This is not a small number. 355 is the unexpected amount of invention that is purely possible whenever the person who is having highest quotient of intelligence and also critical thinking ability and most important societal problem solvation curiosity, that is the root cause for the invention of 355 different domains. And among dynamite is said to be a prominent invention, we can say. His assets contributed for the astonishing inventions as a prize honorarium. Nobel Prize money is a huge amount and extremely large in amount that is purely given from his assets. So here we have Rix Bank that is contributing, that is taking care about the entire monetary distribution to the award-winning intellectuals and award-winning astonishing inventions, right? So this is the way his assets got transformed into the social beneficial purpose. Now, when was the Nobel Prize distributing ceremony and Nobel Prize institution got established? That was seeded in the year 1895. Nobel Prize was seeded in the year 1895, and inauguration. When was the Nobel Prize distribution festival was started? That was started in 1900s, and in specific, we can say 1901. First Nobel Prize distribution ceremony was conducted. This we can say inaugurational festival for this ever diminished program called a Nobel Prize, laureation to the noble thoughts. And now we are going to see how the inception carried and what kind of changes or development or advancement we can notice in the field of Nobel Prize distribution. As already we said, Nobel Prize distribution ceremony inauguration was conducted in the year 1901. 1901, so some what noble thoughts got recognized and first laureated in the year 1901. At the time of 1901, inception was carried with the 5 branches. At the time of inception, it is it is incorporated, established with 5 branches. Among 5 branches, one is physics, chemistry, physiology said to be medicine, literature, and even peace we have. The new branch called economic sciences was introduced in the year 1968. So this is the way Nobel journey got started. The journey of Nobel Prize distribution got started, which is most prestigious event. Here is the quotation regarding the creative instinct, how it will be laureated, right? Creative intuition and research is conquered and celebrated forever. Whatever creative intuition is there, and the research, if that creative intuition is explored in the form of research, always that will be celebrated, always that will be recognized, conquered, right? So that creative instinct is most important to develop, right? This is the entire platform. We can see the infrastructure where the celebration of Nobel Prize distribution will be carried. This will be the infrastructure we can notice, and this is the type of protocol they will follow in order to distribute the auspicious Nobel Prizes to the scientists and researchers. Now we entered into how the process will be conducted and where that kind of distribution of Nobel Prizes celebrations will be carried, and when they are going to give this kind of world recognized Nobel Prizes, and who are the recognized persons which are related with this Nobel Prize. So before going to discuss about all this, here is the segment called Nobel Committee. Nobel Committee is the group of people who are expertised in the definite domain, whatever, so many domains we just saw. Here you can notice physics is there, chemistry is there, physiology or medicine is there, literature is there, economics is there, physics, peace is there. These many domains are there so that a significant expertised and most authentic personalities got grouped as a Nobel Committee, who will look after in the entire process of first sending the nominations will be carried. Later on, they will screen out all the recognized and all the relevant nominations among, and later on they will go for the search regarding who are exactly relevant with the Nobel Prize. The entire process and the entire criteria for the selection will be carried by this Nobel Committee. Nobel Committee is the suitable group of people and a suitable group of intellectuals which are in the position to screen all the persons in order to select for the relevant field of Nobel Prizes, right? So how the process will be started? So Nobel Prize distribution will be started by sending around 3,000 nominations across the globe. So in different fields, 3,000 nominations will be sent all across the globe. By receiving these many, From those 3,000, they will go for the screening by going with the different guidelines, and different portfolio will be there accordingly. They will go for a screening of all the nominations, and a final list will be selected by Nobel Committee, right? And where we are going to celebrate this Nobel Prize distribution, right? So what is the destination for Nobel Prize distribution? Here different venues are there. So let's see where what kind of prize will be laureated. Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences. So here, Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences is the platform where chemistry, physics, and economics will be recognized and laureated, right? Nobel Assembly at the Karolinska Institute for Physiology and Medicine, right? So this is the destination point where physiology or medicine will be accorded with the Nobel Prize. Swedish Academy is going to endorse the Nobel Prize in the field of literature. And the Norwegian Nobel Committee is the region where Nobel Prize will be laureated towards the peace. This is the way different destination points are there in order to recognize the Nobel laurels, right? Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences, Nobel Assembly at the Karolinska Institute, Swedish Academy, Norwegian Nobel Committee. These are the regions where Nobel Prize distribution festival ceremony will be conducted. And who will take care about? We are not going to about the entire list, rather the recent or existing personalities who are taking care about this Nobel Prize distribution are taken into the consideration. Astrid Sorenberg's wedding, professor and president of Stockholm University, he is taking care about the chair of this entire Nobel Prize ceremony. And Berit Rees Anderson, attorney, chair of the Norwegian Nobel Committee, he is designated as the vice chair for the entire ceremony of Nobel Prize distribution. So these are the eminent personalities who are looking after this, the entire distribution of Nobel Prize towards the intellectual personalities. And what kind of things will be given as awards and honors towards the intellectuals, right? We can say 11,000 millions Swedish kroner amount will be given. As of 2023, this is the amount. We can say 11 crore Swedish kroner monetary honorarium is provided as a Nobel Prize monetary award, right? So this is called 11 millions of Swedish kronors. It's exactly is equal to 88 crores in the Indian rupee currency. Whatever 11 crores of Swedish kronors, when it is transformed into the Indian rupee currency, 88 crores. So this extent of prize money is awarded to the Nobel Prize winners as a monetary award. This extent of huge amount will be given by the Sveriges Riksbank. Riksbank is taking care about the entire distribution of this monetary award to the Nobel intellectuals. And this is the kind of medal, we can say, which distributed to the Nobel Prize winners with the emblem of Alfred Nobel. And here is the diploma certificate is provided for the recognition of their outstanding research or outstanding purview of intellectual societal benefit innovations, right? So the diploma certificate is provided, and this medal is provided with the gold coating, and this is printed with the Alfred Nobel scientist. And Riksbank is providing this amount of 11 crores of Swedish kroner monetary award. This is the way award ceremony and honorarium is provided towards, and this is the entire ceremony environment is provided, how the distribution of prize will be there, and what is the infrastructure, and how the ceremony is conducted will be exhibited in this hall, right? Now we are going to discuss about how many segments are there in the field of Nobel Prize. Nobel Prize distribution is incorporated with 6 segments after the introduction of economics in 1968. So here we have chemistry, physics, physiology, which is said to be medicine, peace will be there, literature will be there, economics will be there, economic sciences will be there. These many kind of domains are there which are taken into the consideration for the recognition by Nobel Prizes. And let's enter into one by one. So these many segments are there. We are now going to discuss about individual contribution towards Nobel Prize distribution. Field wise Nobel Prize distribution is going to be discussed over here. For that purpose, we have journey of Nobel chemistry. So Nobel chemistry awards will be laureated by the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences, right? So this is Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences going to distribute the honorary award Nobel Prize in the field of chemistry. And who are first? Who are saying I am first? He is the scientist called Jacobus Hendris Van't Hoff scientist, and so many Van't Hoff laws we studied in the field of chemistry who are related with chemistry, they can recognize. And he was laureated with the Nobel Prize in the year 1901 when the inception ceremony was conducted, inaugurated ceremony. That time only he was awarded with the Nobel Prize Van't Hoff in the year 1901. Hence he is saying I am first. And here is the quotation related with the chemistry. Chemistry to unveil the mysterious problems, whatever complicated problems are present, they will be clearly unveiled by the field of chemistry, right? In the entire journey of Nobel Prize chemistry as of now, 2023, around 189 Nobel Prizes are secured by the field of chemistry. Among 189, 8 are given to eminent chemical scientists. So these 8 are related with the women scientists which gave their outstanding contribution in the field of chemistry. And he is the astonishing scientist, we can say. Frederick Sanger, he is the British biochemist who received the Nobel Prize in the field of chemistry, that is twice in his lifetime of research and the contribution towards chemistry. And here is the university. You can notice Stockholm University will be there, where the celebration ceremony of Nobel Prize will be conducted in Stockholm. This is the entire information related with chemistry. And you can notice the lady who is recognized as the first woman recipient of Nobel Prize in the field of physics in the year 1903 and in the field of chemistry in 1911. She is the first woman to receive the Nobel Prize, and moreover, she got in two different domains. One is in physics and either is in chemistry, and she is only the woman received in these two different domains, and moreover considered as the first woman. She is said to be Marie Curie, and her field of interest and research exploration got carried in the field of radioactivity related with the nuclear chemistry, right? So her field purely confined to the nuclear chemistry and radioactivity, how the particles will be ejected whenever the huge nucleus is going to bombarded with the small particles, and what kind of energy will be transmitted, what radiation they are ejecting. The entire process will be examined by the scientist called Marie Curie. Right. Now we entered into another track called the Journey of Nobel Physics, right? So Nobel Physics Award is laureated by the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences. This is the platform where the celebration of Nobel Prize in the field of physics will be conducted just like chemistry, right? Who is the first scientist accorded with the Nobel Prize in the field of physics is William Conrad Rontgen. Rontgen is the scientist who is most familiar for his invention of X-rays. After the invention of X-rays, they are found profound applications in different domains, especially in the field of medicine and also technology. Everybody aware about the X-ray diagram, which used to give the skeletal deformations or what skeletal condition it will be. Any fractures are there, any lung related diseases are there, they can be diagnosed by means of X-ray irradiation, right? And along with that, we have so many screening technologies, identifying methods by means of X-rays. X-rays find wide range of applications which are invented by Rontgen scientist. And another exceptional personality said to be John Bardeen. John Bardeen is the first person to receive the the Nobel Prize twice in its entire journey of life. He belongs to the American physicist and said to be electrical engineer. He is the only person to be accorded with the Nobel Prize in the field of physics twice. He only received the Nobel Prize in the physics twice, and for the first time he received in the year 1956, so that we can say he is the most eminent personality to acquire the Nobel Prize twice in his life journey of research in the field of physics. And here is the definition regarding the physics which are related with the inventions. Physics meant for hypothesis based web of critical plethora of scientific problems. So wherever scientific problems are identified, hypothesis-based solutions can be identified, and the critical solvation paradigm got invented by this field called physics, right? And another exceptional scientist is provided over here, Sir William Lawrence Bragg. So Bragg's equation, most of the physics people and physics related intellectuals can aware about Bragg's equation. In lambda is equal to 2d sine theta. He is the Australian born British physicist. He is also designated as X-ray crystallographer. So crystallography is his expertise area, and Bragg's law was discovered by him, and X-ray diffraction technique is driving force that Bragg's law. By using X-ray diffraction method, he used to identify the crystal structure, crystal behavior, and also crystal dimensions can be studied over there. In the entire field of physics, there are 224 total Nobel Prizes recorded. This is extremely large in number. Among 224, 5 are received by the eminent women scientists. So this is the why the entire journey of Nobel physics was reported. Now we entered into another stand of Nobel Prizes called Journey of Nobel Physiology, which is also meant for medicine, right? And who are going to accord this Nobel Prize in the field of medicine? Karolinska Institute, right? Who are receiving, who is the person received the Nobel Prize for the first time in the field of medicine? Emil von Boring, born Emil Rudolf Boring, was a German physicist. Emil von Boring received the Nobel Prize for his achievement to eradicate the disease called diphtheria. Diphtheria is a disease which is a chronic disease, we can say, and related with the throat-related infection caused by microbes called pathogens. And he invented the antitoxin in order to eradicate the disease called diphtheria, and vaccine is also introduced so that we can designate the scientist Emil von Behring as a savior of the children. So that because of your this kind of extremely usable invention, he is accorded with the Nobel Prize. And here we have a Jared Diamond. Jared Diamond is also the most prominent and the famous personality in the field of medicine, and he also received the Nobel Prize in the field of medicine or physiology for his outstanding contribution in the medical plethora, right? In the entire field of medicine, here again a huge number. This is exactly equal with the physics. 224 Nobel Prizes are recorded as of 2023, right? Among 224, 12 are received by the large number of women medical scientists. You can notice the entire list of scientists which are related with the medical domain to be laureated with the Nobel Prize. And here is the definition for the medical segment. Medical segment is the superior service to secure and survive the healthy lives. Medical segment is superior in nature because they are used to give the rebirth to most of the critically suffering people, whoever suffering with the extremely larger and larger extent of a disease or illness. Medical field used to give the services, exceptional services will be provided. So here segment to superior service to secure and survive the healthy life, so that these are the persons who will give the rebirth to the living mankind, right? Let's enter into the next segment called literature, right? Journey of noble literature we are going to discuss. Again, Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences is the destination to accord the Nobel Prizes in the field of literature. Here we have the person called René Francois Amersely Prodhomme, was the French poet and essayist, right? He was the first winner of Nobel Prize in the year 1901. The inception or inaugural ceremony of Nobel Prize first conducted in the year 1901. At the time only he was awarded with the Nobel Prize in the field of literature. Let's define the literature field. Literature has a more potential to ignite, inspire, unite, aspire, and achieve the great destinations, right? So by reading more and more books, what happens? You will get more extent of hidden potential regarding igniting your brain. So a kind of zeal will be developed, and that give literature the what inspiring literature will give you the goal setting analogy. That inspiration will be provided by the literature, and that can unite. Being it is the kind of literature is the kind of powerful tool in order to make a positive assumptions in your brain, positive what a training will be provided, so that it will be unite, and it will give the aspirations in order to achieve a big destination. Aspirations will be provided, and finally it will try to give you the way how to achieve that great destination point. The entire extremely high value oriented properties will be imbibed into the personality by going through the imminent or potential literature process. So literature having this extent of potential, and these are the qualities we can say, right? The entire journey of literature, 119 Nobel Prizes are recorded in this field, right? Among 119, 17 are recorded to the eminent personalities related with the women literature, poets and essayists, right? And he's saying that I'm the youngest person to receive this Nobel Prize in the field of literature. Who is that? Joseph Rudyard. Joseph Rudyard Clipping is English novelist, and he is said to be the short story writer, poet, and journalist. He was born in British India. So he was the person born in British India, inspired by his work. Okay, he is said to be a youngest one. And here is the entire list for this Nobel Literature awardees. And you can notice these many, and so many persons are there. 119 persons are recorded with the Nobel Literature awards, right? So now we entered into another segment called the Journey of Nobel Peace Prize, right? Nobel Peace Prize is accorded by the Norwegian Nobel Committee. Norwegian Nobel Committee is the responsible entity academy which used to recognize the personalities who are having their outstanding contribution in the field of peace, right? And here Nobel Peace Prize is accorded to the two personalities, eminent personalities together. One is Frederick Passy and second is Henry Dunant. Frederick Passy is the French economist and pacifist who was a founding member of several peace contributing, peace promoting organizations. That's why he is contributing towards the development of peace all across the globe, so that he was accorded with the Nobel Prize. And another is Henry Dunant. Henry Dunant is the personality related with the Swiss humanitarian businessman and social activist. co-founder of Red Cross movement. Red Cross Society will be there. This Red Cross Society is accorded with the Nobel Prize thrice in its entire journey of life. This is the exceptional contribution. Exceptionally, we can say no person or no other got a thrice in their entire journey. Rather, this no International Committee of Red Cross received a Nobel Prize thrice in its journey, right? So this is the exceptional condition, we can say. And here is another kind of outstanding contribution provided by the scientist, we can say Linus Carl Pauling. Linus Carl Pauling is the most familiar personality in the field of chemistry because most of the chemical contributions done by him, and he is the personality received Nobel Prize in the two different domains again, just like Marie Curie. And he is the American chemist, biochemist, chemical engineer, peace activist as well, right? He is the author and educator also. He published more than 1200 papers and books also published by him. About 850 dealt with the scientific topics, and scientists called him greatest scientist known in the field of chemistry, right? And I think most of the people can aware about the Pauling scale in the periodic table. Pauling scale is the quantified domain which used to calculate the electronegativity values of entire elements which are present in the periodic table. Electronegativity quantification is carried by the scientist called Linus Carl Pauling. He is one and only one scientist to accord unshared Nobel Prize twice. He alone received the Nobel Prize twice, and moreover, in the field of two different domains, one is said to be chemistry, another is said to be peace, because he is the peace promoting personality, and received the Nobel Prize unshared twice, so that we can say one and only one personality accorded with this Nobel honor, right? And the entire Nobel Prize distribution is carried in the field of peace is 110 numbers. 110 in numbers received the Nobel Peace Prize. Among 110, 19 are related with the women personalities, women peace promoting personalities. And among 19, everybody are most aware about Mother Teresa. She is the social activist, and mostly she is giving her helping contribution towards the poor. And she is the social activist, right? Here is the definition for chemistry, sorry, peace. So how the peace can be recognized? Recognizing peace is the tribute to the humanitarian brotherhood and bonding. How peace will contribute its activity towards the universal application. Peace is used to give the development of humanitarian. So everybody have the instinct of humanitarian, but that will be varied. That some people may have higher extent, some people may have the temper of lower extent. So but humanitarian will be promoted by this peace, and this peace used to inculcate the brotherhood among the regions, among the persons, among the states, among the nations in the entire intercontinental diaspora, right? And eventually that used to rise the bonding between all these paradigms, so that peace is most important. And this is the entire history of peace and related with this Nobel Prize distribution, right? As we discussed, all the remaining Nobel Prizes will be accorded to the individual persons, or else up to three persons are eligible to receive the Nobel Prize together. They can share. So single Nobel Prize can be shared with the three different scientists, up to three different scientists, but exceptionally, Nobel Peace Prize can be accorded to the institutions as well. Even institutions are eligible to receive the Nobel Peace Prize, so that here we have the proof or evidence for that kind of laureation to the institution. The International Committee of Red Cross is the humanitarian organization based in Geneva, Switzerland, and this entity is the receiver of the Nobel Prize in the field of peace three times, and it is established in the 1949, right? So 1949 for the first time it got received, and 1977, 2005. So this is the way we can go with the journey of Nobel Peace Prize. And this is the entire infrastructure related with the Nobel Peace Prize, because it is entirely different destination point. The Norwegian Nobel Committee is going to accord this Nobel Prize. This is the kind of convention where the Nobel Peace Prize distribution ceremony will be conducted. A huge hall will be there with the eminent personalities or the witness in order to make the in order to that what identify the history making event, right? And this is about another segment where we started with the jewels of India, brightened the pride of Indian nation, Indian culture, Indian heritage through their Nobel, through receiving this Nobel Prize. Okay, they are said to be jewels of Nobel Prize. Okay, here the list of people you can notice. Chandrasekhar Venkatraman, he received the Nobel Prize in the year 1930. Rabindranath Tagore is there. He received in the year 1913. He is the first person to accorded with the Nobel Prize in the field of literature. And here is the another eminent personality called Mother Teresa, accorded with the Nobel Prize in the year 1979. He is the one. Kailash Satyarthi received the Nobel Prize recently in the year 2014. Amartya Kumar Sen will be there. He is the eminent personality for the contribution in the economic sciences, received Nobel Prize in 1998. Venkatraman Ramakrishnan accorded with the Nobel Prize in the year 2009 for outstanding contribution in the field of chemistry. Hargobind Khorana is the scientist in the field of medicine, received Nobel Prize in the year 1968. Subramanian Chandrasekhar is accorded with the Nobel Prize in the year 1983. Sir Vidyadhar Suraj Prasad received Nobel Prize in the year 2001. And Muhammad Yunus accorded with the Nobel Prize in the year 2006. This is the list of Nobel Prizes which are related with the India, who established the pride movement towards the India by receiving the esteemed prize in the entire universe. So that a detailed elaboration is provided regarding the Nobel laureates of India. Rabindranath Tagore in the field of literature accorded with the Nobel Prize for his outstanding literature collection called Gitanjali. And C.V. Raman is the eminent scientist in the field of physics. That light scattering phenomenon got studied by the C.V. Raman for his contribution. Whenever he got accorded with the Nobel Prize on 28th of February, is every year remembered as the National Science Day. National Science Day will be celebrated on 28th of February every year. That is for his excellent contribution towards the field of physics, and laureated with the esteemed Nobel Prize, so that it will be recognized in that manner. And Mother Teresa is the excellent social activist and moreover peace promoting personality, and mostly strive for the poor people, so that she is accorded with the Nobel Prize in the field of peace. Amartya Sen is the eminent personality who made his discovery and contributions in the field of economic sciences, and moreover welfare economics is the entity and the chosen area for his exploration, so that he was recognized by the Nobel Prize in the field of economic sciences. Kailash Satyarthi is said to be a peace activist, and he was strived for the peace promoting environment in the entire India, so that he was accorded with the Nobel Peace Prize in the Nobel Peace Prize in the year 2014. And Dalai Lama is the Buddhist. He is the most prominent personality. Buddhism was he is the Buddhist guru, we can say. Again, he accorded with the Nobel Prize in the field of peace, because Buddhism is giving a kind of rules and regulations which are promoting that peace activity only, right? And next is about Hargobind Khorana. He worked in the field of sociology called medicine. He worked on the genetic matter and recognized for the Nobel Prize in the field of medicine. Subramaniam Chandrasekhar was another prominent personality in the field of physics. His excellent contributions got recognized by Nobel Prize in the field of physics. Venkatraman Ramakrishnan worked in the field of chemistry. He worked upon the ribosome activity, ribosome structural elucidation and its functions extensively studied, so that he was accorded with the Nobel Prize in the field of sciences. Right, we have a detailed description about the Nobel Prize winners of India, made the pride moment to that, and pride history is accorded by these many people. Amartya Sen, born on the 3rd of November 1933, and he exclusively worked on the welfare economics. For his work on the welfare economics, he was accorded with the Nobel Prize in the field of economics. Right, Kailash Satyarthi received the Nobel Prize in the year 2014 for the segment of peace. He is the child right activist, and moreover more specific for peace promotion in the entire nation. And already we discussed about Dalai Lama, honorable person, and he's said to be a Buddhist guru. He is promoting that Buddhism eventually peace across the regions, across the continents. And here is another eminent personalities contributed for the Nobel Prize from India. Winner of the Nobel Prize in the field of chemistry in the year 2009 by Dr. Venkatraman Ramakrishnan for his excellent research and explorations in the field of studies and structure functions of ribosomes. So structural determination and functional exploration got carried for ribosomes. Ribosomes are the part of genetic matter. Genetic matter in the living organisms are contributing all the properties which are related with the characterization of that living organism. Entire living organisms, their hereditary factors can be transmitted by this genetic matter only, and new evolution can be carried by this genetic matter only. Genetic matter plays a vital role in the entire metabolic activities of living organisms. That study was carried by Dr. Venkatraman Ramakrishnan. Right, and here is another eminent personality called Subramanian Chandrasekhar, and his field related with the physics. So his outstanding contribution in the field of physics, he was accorded with the Nobel Prize. He is greatest American Indian. So he is American Indian, we can say. He has its scientific contributions in two prestigious nations, we can say, America and India as well. Right, and here is another eminent scientist, we can say, Dr. Hargobind Khurana. He is the personality related with the medicine physiology, we can say, and his research exploration carried in the category interpretation of the genetic code and its of the protein synthesis. How the genetic code is related with the protein synthesis. Proteins are very important biomolecules in the living organisms, which are the growth factors, we can say. Proteins are the building blocks. So how these proteins can be synthesized by the purview of genetic code. A triplet genetic code will be there. How this genetic code is contributed in the field of protein synthesis, that study was carried by this Dr. Hargobind Khurana. And not only this list, but we definitely expect more in the near future, because India is bestowed with the high research purview, high intellectual quotient, high tempo of new inventions, and most of the people are moving in that paradigm only. So obviously we will receive more such kind of laureates in the near future, and most of the people will be accorded in this direction. Right, and inspirational info of the intellectual nobles intervened in the world order. How the world order is entirely changed. The world portfolio entirely changed due to the inspirational inventions which are accorded with the Nobel Prizes. That study we are going to see here. Here is the Marie Curie, we can say, first women scientist to receive the Nobel Prize twice, we can say, and she is the inventor of two elements called polonium and radium. And she exclusively studied about the radioactivity related to the nuclear chemistry. And another wonder person, we can say, Einstein. Einstein, extensive study got carried regarding the Einstein discoveries and Einstein intellectual quotient. So many kind of things will be there. He was accorded with the Nobel Prize in the year 1921, and in the field of physics and quantum theory of light. Quantum theory of light is the purview in order to recognize this scientist for Nobel Prize. And in specific, photoelectric effect was accorded with the Nobel Prize. Photoelectric effect stands for any metal is irradiated with the light photons. The outermost electrons get receive the energy and got excited. High energy electrons having more tendency to eject from the surface. There is a prominence for the ejection of electrons from the surface in this manner. This kind of phenomenon is said to be what photoelectric effect, right? And moreover, so many kind of scientific concepts also introduced by the scientist called Einstein, so that it is most worthwhile to accord the Nobel Prize to the eminent personality. And another is about the International Red Cross and Red Crescent Society. As already we aware, this International Red Cross and Red Crescent Society is peace promoting one, and worldwide 181 nations are the members of this holistic institution. And whatever kind of disputes or any conflicts or any kind of problems arise among the nations, or else other than this entity, here is the platform, here is the destination, and they will think about the solutions related with that. They used to organize all kind of problems and disputes whichever arised among. And for his excellent peace promoting purview, so this International Red Cross and Red Crescent Society is accorded with the Nobel Prize thrice in its journey of peace activity. And another noble intellectual intervened in the world order. Another is about penicillin. Penicillin is the greatest invention in the field of medicine by the Sir Alexander Fleming, Gerard Walter Florey, Ernst Boris Chain. These three scientists together gone through the accidental invention of penicillin, which is the broad spectrum antibiotic, made the entire change in the disease curation in the field of medicine or physiology, so that they accorded with the Nobel Prize. And Ivan Pavlov is the scientist who mainly focused upon the secretory juices and how the stomach secretions will be there for the effective digestion process. And he also studied about the conditioned training about the dog, so that characterization was studied by Ivan Pavlov. And another eminent personality who recognized by the Nobel Peace Prize is the uh, Dr. King. Martin Luther King is accorded with the Nobel Prize on December 10th, 1965. He is the person who strive for the equality and eliminating the disparity regarding the social classes and also economic classes, and promoted the peace among all the people and strived to the equity, so that he was laureated with the Nobel Prize in the year 1965. In, Intelligence is not super complicated, instead simple to serve the mankind and nature, right? Always intelligence not regarded, not designated as a super complicated one. Always complicated things to be designated as the intelligence, not like that. But what is the intelligence? Whatever new invention, whatever new paradigm whichever incepted, that used to give the maximum extent of benefit to the mankind and even to the nature. Not only to the mankind, right? Even we have to give our best contribution towards the nature as well. Then only that is said to be, that is recognized as the intelligence, right? So this is the kind of quotation related with the intelligent purview. And here is the same kind of this definition exactly apting towards the scientist. These two scientists together recognized for the Nobel Prize, Watson and Crick, we can say everybody aware. who unveiled the complicated double helical structure of DNA. DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. This DNA is the main important component whichever present in the genetic matter, and this only used to give all the genetic characters to living organisms. DNA, RNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, ribonucleic acid, RNA, all these are the part of genetic matter. That genetic matter only provides all kind of hereditary implications to the next generation. Certain extent of hereditary complications, hereditary characterizations will be there in the coming generations, and some of the properties are given, are imbibed into the people by means of the surrounding conditions, and also our lifestyle will give some kind of lessons to us. Apart from that, some seeding ideas, some seeding what conditioning will be there, that is given by this genetic matter called a DNA, right? This DNA will be transformed from one generation to another generation continuously, and this will give the exact characterization that of that particular personality. So that study was carried by scientists together called James Watson and Francis Crick. These together worked and elaborated the double helical structure. Because of hydrogen bonding among the purines and pyrimidines, there is a twisted bonds among, just like a ladder, and ladder twisting is there, that double helical structure is accorded. That is unveiled by the scientist Watson and Crick. And here another person called Muller, who invented how the mutations will be carried in human because of X-ray radiation. That extensive study was carried over. And here another peace activist you can notice, Aung San Suu Kyi. Aung San Suu Kyi is the peace promoting activist who received the Nobel Prize in the field of peace. Here is the quotation related to the Aung San Suu Kyi. She only gave the quotation: every thought, every word, and every action that adds to the positive and wholesome is a contribution to the peace. Each and every one of us is capable of making such a contribution. So whatever activity, whatever initiation we are taking, that should promote the positive peace and positive kind of impression on the universe. Wholesomeness should be imbibed. So that kind of quotation provided by this Aung San Suu Kyi. Thank you, ma'am. And here is the how the journey was carried from the inception, seeding inception to the current period. As already aware that the journey of Nobel Prize festival ceremony is started in the year 1901. The distribution got started over here, and now we entered into the year 2023. At the age of 2023 we are in this entire duration of time. Here prize distribution is continuously carried over. Nobel Prize all across the globe, it is applicable to all across the globe. Universal celebration it will be. And Rix Bank is the entity which gave the monetary support towards the Nobel Prize winners, right? So here this Rix Bank is taking care about the monetary distribution that is taken from the assets of Alfred Nobel, and his most of the earnings got deposited in this Rix Bank, and they are used to organize the entire monetary distribution towards all the inventions, all the intellectual purview. As of now, 621 terms this kind of distribution ceremony was conducted. 621 times the prize distribution ceremony was conducted. 1,000 people got laureated by this organization. Nobel Prize organization laureated 1,000 people in this journey from 1901 to 2023. Once in a year, the celebration will be carried on World Human Rights Day, called December 10th, which is the death anniversary of Alfred Nobel. That is honorary recognition for his entire life contributions, right? So what among these 965 individuals received, and 27 organizations got laureated with the Nobel Prize. So here organization purely related with the Peace Prize, Nobel Peace Prize will be accorded, and the personalities are 965 individuals got received a Nobel Prize which is the world recognition, right? Here is the entire table of contents which are related with the Nobel Prize winners of 2023. This is the recent year, we can say. In the year 2023, how many people got laureated by the eminent Nobel Prize? Total of 11 members got accorded with the Nobel Prize in the year 2023. And already we aware about 60 segments are there, and who are the persons and on what date and where that felicitation got carried, we are going to discuss. In the field of physiology or medicine, Catalin Carrico and Drew Westman. So these two scientists together accorded with the Nobel Prize in Medicine on 2nd of October at Karolinska Institute of Solna. In the field of physics, Pari Agostini, Ferenc Krons, and Annie Hewler. So these two, so how many? 1, 2, and 3. 3 together accorded with the Nobel Prize in the field of physics on 3rd of October by Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences, Stockholm. So this is the institution where the Nobel Prize in the field of physics will be accorded. For the outstanding contribution in the field of chemistry, Mongi Bavendi, Louis Bruss, and Alexei Ekimov, these three scientists together are endorsed with the Nobel Prize on 4th of October. Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences, Stockholm is the destination where the felicitation got carried in the field of chemistry. Literature, John Olav Fosse alone received the Nobel Prize on 5th of October. The Swedish Academy, Stockholm, is the destination point to conduct this ceremony in the field of literature. And Nobel Peace Prize is accorded to the one person alone, Nargis Mohammadi. On the day 6th of October, Norwegian Nobel Institute Oslo addressed this kind of celebration. The Civic Riksbank Prize in Economic Sciences is alone given to the Claudia Goldin. So he is the person, eminent person, we can say, received the Nobel Prize in the field of economic sciences on 9th of October. Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences, Stockholm, conducted the ceremony for this Nobel Prize in the field of economic sciences. This is the entire portfolio regarding 2023 Nobel Prize celebrations. Now we are going to see, he is the President of United States of America, and he also received for the Nobel Prize. Esteemed Nobel Prize is accorded to the President of United States of America for his outstanding contribution and promoting peace in his entire nation, and he's giving message to the entire universe as well. So that is also mentioned above. And here you can notice the line, the four noble truths. Four noble truths, we can say. In this, the word noble is mentioned, right? So why I am going to quote this means, so this is the entire truths which are provided by Lord Buddha. In his sayings, we are saying four noble truths we are mentioning. Here, noble is the name of a common man called Alfred Nobel, right? But because of his deeds, because of his efforts to promote the societal benefit and philanthropic activities, he become the person, he become the address for the high value and esteemed content. So here noble is meaning or synonym for high value or meaning of highness, elevation, right? So that way the simple person became the destination for highness or high value. And even in the periodic table we can mention noble gases, right? So the gases which are having extremely high value, right? So that kind of synonymous address he got because of his efforts for the societal benefit. For that purpose, I mentioned here four noble truths of Lord Buddha. Let's go with the four noble truths of Lord Buddha. Life is full of sufferings. Suffering is caused by ignorance and selfish desire. When ignorance and cravings are reduced, suffering is reduced. The way to overcome suffering is the path of enlightenment. Lord Buddha sayings mostly related with the enlightenment, how the enlightenment will be there, how we can collaborate, contribute for the societal benefit, and how can we increase the what conflict solving tendency, that kind of uh, that kind of intention will be developed by following this Lord Buddha, right? So here it is mentioned with the noble truths. Okay, here is the quotation which is again related with the Nobel Prize. Inspiring intuitions ignite the intellectual edge. So whatever inspiring intuitions are there, that always having a tendency to burn, tendency to start, tendency to illuminate intellectual edge, which in turn infuse explored. Okay, whatever intellectual edge once generated, that having natural tendency to explore and articrafted, that will be molded into a suitable one. We can whatever intellectual edge generated once, that will be explored and later on molded in a proper manner and available for the application later on. Whatever thought is there, that is explored further, and now it is in the suitable stand in order to applicate, in order to go for the application, and application will further move towards the advancement. Application never stopped, right? Invention never stopped, rather always we will go for new versions, new advancements, right? And definitely it will go for the advantage of the whole universe. Whatever intellectual age is generated, further explored, and now applicable, rather later on it will go for the advancement. Always advancement is required. No matter is try to become a stable one. Always I would like to be like this, not that kind of perception never we have to develop. Always we have to go for whatever we are doing now, that should be uplifted in the next time. So that is said to be advancement, and definitely it will go for advantage of the whole universe. Hence, Nobel Prize is not the award and reward. It is not only that kind of shield, not only that kind of what monetary support, rather it is the true identity of well-being, innovative inventions. Okay, so whatever inventions we are going to do without any useful application, is that any meaning? Is there any meaning for that one? So always well-being is the most common criteria we need to develop for the any innovative inventions. So that will be the award and reward. In addition, true identity will be provided to you. So that is the way Nobel Prize laureation ceremony will be conducted. Finally, conclusive quote is mentioned over here. Patience is a key element of success. Okay, never go for depressed, never go for negative thoughts, never go for arrogance, never go for negative negative thought process, negative perception regarding the success. Always whatever you are doing, do your best, do it sincerely, do for the well-being, and do in a different manner, so that always it will be recognized and accorded. So that we have to go for the patience is the key element of success. This is given by a eminent personality called Bill Gates. So that we are going to conclude this one, and I'm very much grateful towards all the audience who were patient for the entire journey of this Nobel Prize. And for sure we gone through the entire the comprehension for the Nobel Prize, where it was seeded, where the inception got carried, and how it is progressing, and what kind of things are taken into the consideration, and what is the selection process, and how extent of monetary contribution will be provided, in what way that Nobel Prize accorded, Nobel Prize laureated inventions change the world portfolio. The entire journey is mentioned over here. Hopefully, the session is really informative and will definitely give you the perception regarding the innovative view to move for a new way of thought process. Thank you, one and all.